Good morning. Happy Monday and welcome back to another weekly vlog. It is Monday, June 2nd, which means it is officially wedding week for my brother and almost sister-in-law. I'm so excited for them. I'm so excited for all the fun things we have going on this week and the world's longest to-do list of things I need to get to this week. So I just wanted to get this weekly vlog kicked off. It is Monday morning. I'm sitting at my desk trying to get some work done and making sure my cat doesn't knock over my coffee. There's one sip left. You barely fit there. Why do cats always try to walk in spaces that they really don't fit? Anyway, Sam also got home this morning after being gone for just over a week, and I'm very thankful to have him home and all the things. Okay, now I have a kitty on my lap. So I just want to get this vlog kicked off. I'm not sure what it's going to entail this week besides getting ready for the wedding, but I will share some lists and things as the week goes on. Hello, it is later in the evening. I'm watching Lila kind of tornado through. Sam started to unpack and she's playing with stuff. But I thought I would check in and tell you, since it's probably gonna be somewhat of a main focus of this vlog, is she's also talking to Charlie, is prepping for the wedding. So the one thing I did last week, I guess I've been doing stuff leading up to the wedding, but big stuff. I dropped Lila's flower girl dress off last week to get hemmed because it was just too long. It fit her well everywhere else, but it was way too long. Luckily, the inner, there's a layer of dress and then the layer of tulle on top of it, and the layer of dress is the perfect length. So I was able to just tell them, just do the tulle slightly longer than the inner layer and it'll be perfect. He was trying to have her try it on at the place, and I was no. We tried it on at home. So, and then the other thing I did over the weekend was bake cookies. So I'm making cookies for the rehearsal dinner, which has 60 people. So I think the most I ever did was 2 batches of cookies for something, and this one I ended up having to do 3 batches because they were pretty large cookies. The batch, one batch of dough will make anywhere from 20 to 25 cookies depending on the size of the cutters. And this one ended up being I think I ended up with 62 cookies total, which means each batter made 20-ish, but these were bigger shaped cookies. So I did that over the weekend. And then today, the 2 things I did to wedding prep, one was dye my hair, which isn't, oh, hi baby, is not specifically wedding prep because I dye my hair all the time, but I needed a fresh dye, so my mom did that when Lila went down for her nap. And then I made a list of all the things that I need to get to this week. Cleaning, we have family staying at our house, and then my dad and stepmom are in town to help with her, and she's staying with them Friday and Saturday nights. So the list of Lila's stuff for that, and then the list of mine and Lila's stuff to take with us to the venue. So I made that whole list. I got that all out of my head, which feels good. Now I just got to execute on it over the next 4 days. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is June 3rd. And I am already going to add some goals to my list. So one of these I briefly mentioned, I think it was last week's vlog, and so potentially you saw this coming, but I decided that I'm actually going to officially add it, and that is to, can I read before bed? Read, yeah, I'm going to try. I'm not going to talk while I do it. That one is the one I mentioned. I really want to do this, and I was trying to keep June super simple, and I'm not adding anything up here. And this, Sam and I had some conversations about this yesterday, so this is getting pretty close. I have the house project scheduled. We have a handyman coming this week to help hang something. I feel like I'm making progress, and it's June 3rd, so I feel okay adding this. Knowing that this week might be a little bit chaotic as we prepare for the wedding, and we have company coming to town. If it doesn't happen this week, that's okay. There's still 3 other weeks in June that I do want to prioritize this, that we're going to be home and around for, and I want this to be something that I do and stop. I've been in a very not good habit for myself of watching TV / scrolling before bed, and it just it leads into my morning. So that is that one. These, I love how they're all this health color. I'm adding the 3 back from May that I was I'm going to carry them over into June. I'm just not going to put them on there. They need to be on there. Last week I kind of fell off of all of them, and the irony is the video going live that I just edited yesterday about restarting your goals, it'll already be up by the time this vlog goes up. The irony is that I needed that this week because between Sam being out of town last week and that time of the month, a lot of my goals I kind of just stopped. They just didn't happen. And so I need another level of accountability, and so I'm adding it back to my goal list. And so that is my PT, my pelvic floor exercises. I need to get back, especially because I'm not meeting with my pelvic floor therapist this week because she is out of town. So I need to do those. And then my teeth. Sometimes you just need some extra accountability. Oh, good morning, Charlie. Okay, so I'm adding those back on. Okay, one other goal thing. I just was updating this after putting those in. For my water, my goal is 3. That's how many I would like to do. But what I decided to do, instead of just checking it off, is marking how many I do. So there may be days I do 1. I don't know. Like, we'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully I do 2 most days. But I'm going to write the number here as opposed to like checking it off or not checking it off. I know I mentioned in my June goals video, one of the things I needed this month was to see some check marks and to see some progress. And so instead of, yesterday I was drinking my water and I was like, man, do I really want to try to like chug a 3rd one? Because I know when I do that, it disrupts my sleep. So I decided no, but I'm going to go ahead and just write the number 2. So that's my plan. The other thing I thought I would show you is this is the list that I talked about last night that I went ahead and printed out. So I've got all the things I need to do for company. Like I said, my cousins are staying here. So they're going to be staying in Lila's room / on blow-up mattresses in the basement. Unfortunately, our couch that we ordered, which I can't remember if I talked about in a vlog, that's one of the problems I feel like recently with having the podcast with my sister and doing weekly vlogs is I cannot for the life of me remember what I talked about in a vlog and what I mentioned on the pod. So anyway, we bought a couch. It is actually supposed to be here Thursday, which is ironic, but it also has to get put together and we paid for assembly. And they can't like guarantee that they'll send someone out within, like it could take a couple of days. Which is fine. So, because originally I thought somebody could sleep on the couch, but I borrowed my brother's air mattress, so we have 2 blow-up mattresses. My 3 cousins are staying here. In theory, I don't know. I thought the 2 girls were going to share a queen bed also in Lila's room, but apparently my mom said they don't like to share beds. Which one of them is like they're both actually super super tall. So, actually I don't love sharing a bed with my sister either. I'll do it, but she's like a pain to sleep with. So, anyway, rambling. Blow-up mattresses in the basement. It'll be totally fine. But I need to clean the bathrooms and all that stuff. And then this is the packing. This is Lila's list for my dad and stepmom. Lila's list for the wedding. And then my list for the wedding. And then this actually needs to get on my to-do list for today. Is like I said, we have the handyman coming tomorrow. And there's some components I need to dig out. We have like a can full of projects. I'll obviously show you tomorrow after he does them. The things that I'm having him put up. All right. Dropped Lila off at daycare. Came home. And before I jump into work, I wanted to finish this project. I started it over the weekend, and then Lila woke up early from one of her naps, and so I didn't get to finish it, and it just didn't happen yesterday, so I decided to go ahead and prioritize it. And this is actually, sorry, I'm out of breath because I ran upstairs to get the camera. I feel like you hear that a lot in these vlogs, like, sorry, I'm out of breath. Anyways, this is actually a super early birthday present for Lila from my dad and stepmom. Like 3 months early. Her birthday's not until September 1st, but I have been wanting one of these for a really long time. And in fact, we had talked about them getting it for her for Christmas. And then they decided to go with the nugget, like the little climbing thing instead, which was a good pick for now. But then I mentioned to my stepmom that I was looking at these on Facebook Marketplace to just buy one like secondhand. And she was like, well, why don't we get it for Lila for her birthday and we'll just send it now. So it's, if you've never seen one of these, it's one of those towers. There's so many different names for it. Toddler tower, whatever, where Lila can stand on this platform and it's up against the wall or up against the counter, and she can be at the like kitchen counter with me, helping me with stuff, just hanging out with me, whatever. I think it's gonna make doing things in the kitchen so much easier, because sometimes if I can put her in the high chair and give her snacks and she is content, sometimes she will just like sit on the floor and read books, but sometimes she wants me to hold her in the kitchen, and I'm like, Lila, I can't like take these things out of the oven and hold you at the same time. So I'm really excited. I debated a long time on the color. So the one that I actually picked was a recommendation for a friend. So let's talk about the thing first. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. So in one format, it's here. It's like a tower, and it's got these little like balance things on the bottom, which is good. And then on this side, it's a chalkboard. So I need to get Lila some like chalk to play with. Although I'm not sure I want that all over my house, but we'll see. And then that's one of the things that we haven't started doing at home is coloring. She gets to play with all kinds of coloring supplies at school, and she gets to play with whenever they have crayons at a restaurant. She plays with crayons at the restaurant, but we don't have any coloring supplies at home because we just haven't gotten there yet. So anyway, then you undo these little snap thingies, which these were the hardest part to put in, if I'm being totally honest with you. And then I'm trying to see if I can do this with one hand. Oh, I'm trying to do it the wrong way. That's part of the problem. Okay. Then it folds down and it can be a little table. So she can sit at the table and it's a little table. Isn't that so freaking cute? I love it so much.
Okay, so I debated on the colors. Here, the actual brand was recommended to me from a friend who already has it. Then these were the color options, and y'all know we love this this color scheme in our house. We got a lot of teal, a lot of navy. I definitely debated getting one of these, but ultimately decided to go neutral. I decided that the brown, it was like, I didn't want it to be too different or whatever from the floor. So I really ultimately debated between the gray and the white. And I think what I'm about to complain about, it wouldn't have mattered if I'd gotten the gray, but there's already even from just putting it together or sliding it around a little bit, there's already little scratches on it. I'm trying to find one. It's there's just already little marks. And I mean, honestly, y'all, I feel like I've gotten to the point now with having a kid that things aren't going to stay clean and perfect. They're not. She already came up and put, there's already gunk on this. So anyway, it's just not that big of a deal. But the white's already kind of showing some wear and tear, but it is what it is. And I think the white was still probably the best choice for our overall, especially because we have white cabinets and stuff in our kitchen. So I'm gonna go move this into the kitchen. I do want to take all the stickers off, but I took one off and needed to get the Gooby gone because it didn't come off easily. If they would just come off easily, I would do it right now, but they're gonna all require Gooby gone and I don't have the time for that and I need to get to work. So that will just be a later Laken project. Okay, actually, before I go upstairs, let me show you some wedding stuff. So this is Lila's practice basket that she's been practicing with for the flowers. She either is good at throwing the flowers or good at walking with the basket. So getting her to do both on Saturday, we're gonna find out, but this has been her practice basket. These are the hair bows I think I mentioned that there's another flower girl. So we are going to, I bought a giant pack. Yeah, I guess that'll be fine. Big clips, actually, now that I look at these. I don't know, maybe I need to take them out and look at them. Because the plan is to do pigtails on the girls and put these bows, but maybe they're gonna be too big. Okay, anyway, and then these are the little shoes. I actually need to take all the stuff off that they have matching. These are from Kohl's that my mom found. They're so cute. And both girls have the same shoes. And then this is the box of stuff that just came in that I thought I would share with you. So one thing is ruffle socks. I thought these were sandals and she was just gonna wear them, and my mom said, no, she needs socks. So this is just to let you know, you still learn things from your mom. These socks look so funny, but they're just ruffle socks. And then I got these stickers. So Lila has been very into her Minnie Mouse shoes. She has sneakers with Minnie Mouse on them. And I tried to get her to wear a different pair of shoes the other day, and she said, no, Minnie Mouse shoes, Minnie Mouse shoes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Minnie Mouse stickers on the bottoms of these shoes and hope that I'm gonna get her to wear these shoes and I may even put a little small one on the side because I think these shoes with a little tiny Minnie Mouse sticker on the side is still better than her Minnie Mouse sneakers. So that is the goal. That's what I got these for. And then she could just play with them if she wants. And then I got 2 new books for her. Oh my God, this one is so cute. I think she is gonna love this book so much. It is Minnie Knows Bows, and it is got these plush ears. All her favorite things: hair bows, rainbow, Minnie Mouse. She's just gonna love this so much. Oh, this is too cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have these ready to go for her when she gets down the aisle. This is her reward at the end of the aisle. And then I also got her a new Bluey book, 5-minute stories. This one is paper pages, which she is kind of at the age now where she really likes the paper pages. She likes to flip through them, but obviously she still accidentally rips them sometimes. It just happens. But I thought this book is nice and big and will keep her occupied. So these books will be waiting for her at the end of the aisle.
This never happens. Okay, so between the combination of I definitely overestimated how long all of the things I wanted to get done for work were gonna take. Now, first off, I very much minimized the amount of work stuff I wanted to prioritize this week. I knew that between, you saw the list of the things that I need to clean and pack, as well as, and I don't have as much help from my mom. She did watch Lila for a little bit yesterday, but that's basically it, because she also is doing her own cleaning and wedding prep type stuff, because people are staying at her house too. So I very much limited the stuff that I was gonna do for work, because I also am making 60 cookies for the rehearsal dinner. Now the cookies themselves are already made. The plan is to do, I literally just got done prepping a vlog where I said I'm not gonna talk about cookies in every vlog. That turns out that was a lie. I'm not gonna show you the whole process though. I'll show you the final result. Anywho, I'm gonna make the frosting, icing, I know there's a difference, but whatever. I'm gonna make that today while Lila's at daycare, and then basically tomorrow, a lot of the day is gonna be decorating 60 cookies. So I already had a very minimal amount of work stuff I wanted to get done this week. But I also, I absolutely overestimated how long I thought everything was going to take, because I just finished. Well, let me take that back. I cut one thing, but that one thing I only had one task block for, which if you want more information, I feel like I reference this in every video. I have a video called How I Plan My Life that explains my entire planning process. When I say task block, I mean one like 30-minute chunk of work time. I cut that yesterday, but the rest of it took, let's see, I thought it was gonna take me 21 task blocks to do the remaining stuff on my list, and it took me 13 between yesterday and today, which is amazing. So first off, I way overestimated, which happens. I would rather overestimate than underestimate, but that's a big chunk. I need to like analyze. One reason is the pod episode this week is a lot shorter. One is I cut something in half. So I was gonna edit all the June videos this week and I only edited one. So that's part of it too. Anyway, and then the other thing that happened is I just really powered through today. I really, like, as soon as I sat down, from the last time we talked, I powered through, stopped to do the community call, which was still work. And then as soon as the community call was over, I just like kept going. And so I am now done with all my work stuff for the week. I was gonna do stuff tomorrow, but I was like, I'm in such a group. I'm gonna keep going. So I still have a couple of hours before I need to go get Lila from daycare. I'm gonna go do another switch of laundry. I'm getting all the like sheets and towels and stuff wash for guests, and then get to making the frosting. And then we'll see. I may have time to like clean something. Maybe I'll try to tackle like the powder bath or something. We'll see. I'm getting ahead of myself, but feeling really good about where I'm at for the rest of the week. Ooh. So excited. Let's go ahead. This is what I just finished. I'm going to move this last sticky note over. The only thing I have left to do this week is record the podcast episode with my sister, which we're going to do tomorrow after our nail appointment. And that feels really good. And I can just focus on the house and the cookies and the wedding. All right. I mentioned this in the last vlog about cookies. This is my least favorite part, is making the icing, but it is done. Hopefully it's enough. When I first started doing these cookies, I don't think I mentioned this in that cookie vlog. The class I bought from the Graceful Baker, she has in the class like exactly on the design how much each cookie needs. And I'm a numbers person. I love math. I love spreadsheets. I calculated out like to the ounce how much of each color frosting icing I needed for that first batch that I did. Now I just kind of eyeball it. And truthfully, whenever I make cookies, I make like one batch of the dough cookies and one batch of frosting, I always have extra frosting. Always, always, always. So even though I made 3 batches of cookies, I only made 2 batches of frosting. I think it's gonna be enough. Like, again, I didn't do the math, I didn't calculate it. And I am doing some decor on top, like some details, but not a ton, because in order to do 60 cookies. So hopefully it's enough. I can always make more if I have to. Really, I'm more concerned about running out of the white, because I need the white for the dress, the cake. I showed it in another vlog, I think, what shapes I'm doing. The dress and the cake, and then the hearts are half and half of these, and the flowers are all 3. So, but that's the one, and then the green is just for leaves, like little just accent leaves. So the white is the one I'm the most nervous about running out of, and like that's fine because I can easily make more white and it's like the same color, right? Blues, if I run out and I had to try to match, it would be really tough. So if I run out of blue, we'll see what happens. I could match this one a little bit easier because this was like just 1 drop of blue and 1 drop of purple. Matching this color, I used blue, purple, and black, and it took a lot of mixing. Like my shoulder is tired. So anyway, frosting's done. I still have a little bit of time before I need to go get Lila, so I am going to do a couple things. I'm gonna clean the powder bath. Well, I'm gonna switch laundry first. I'm gonna clean the powder bath, and then I need to get all the stuff set up for the handyman for tomorrow. I need to pull all that stuff out. So if I can get all that done before I have to go get her, wow words, I'm gonna feel really good about today. Good morning, happy Wednesday. It is mid-morning. Yeah, mid-morning. I just hit kind of a stopping point with the cookies. I'll show you where I'm at. So like I mentioned, I'm so glad that I finished all my work yesterday. I will take a couple of minutes at some point to respond to messages and texts today. I have that on my list, but the majority of my day is gonna be focused on the cookies and cleaning our house. So, and then the handyman is coming at some point in the middle of the day. So my mom actually picked up Lila and drove her to daycare this morning because it was absolutely pouring, downpouring outside. Like, we have a giant umbrella that I can make do walking. We don't have a car to daycare if I have to, but when it was like downpouring and my mom was leaving to get her hair done anyway, that timing kind of worked out. And so I was like, would you like to come give her a ride? That also saves me a good 45 minutes to an hour walking there and back. So that was really good. So as soon as they left, I sat down and started working on the cookies. I was like, let me just go ahead and get this started. It's all time sensitive, right? Like we have company coming, so I do need to get the house clean, but this is like super duper time sensitive. Like if the house doesn't get clean, I think my 3 cousins who are 18, 21, and 24 will not care what the state of our house is like. And besides like having clean sheets, which those are all done. I did that, all the laundry yesterday. So anyway, I sat down to do the cookies, and I'm glad that I did because I kind of have hit this stopping point where things need to really like dry before I can move on to any of the other steps. So that's good. So far, I'm feeling okay about the state of the frosting. I think the only one that's like kind of making me nervous is the thin white. This is all that I have left, and I still have a lot I'll show you like to do with this. So, but the good news is there's a good amount of thick white, and I can always thin this down and make it thinner. So like that's not that big of a deal, I guess. And again, like I said yesterday, I can always make more white if I absolutely have to. So let me show you the status. Okay, so here are the cakes. I was watching The Hunger Games on my iPad and it died, so I moved to my phone. I don't know why it was one of those movies that I was like, I need something that I have seen before so I don't feel like I have to stare at the screen, but I wanted a series so that I could just like easily move on to the next one, but like not a TV show. I don't know. Okay, so cakes. We have all the base layers done of the cakes and the dresses, same thing. And the hearts, the base layer. This one is kind of fallen over a little bit, base layer. So this all really needs to dry before I can start doing the stuff on top of those pieces. And then the flowers, I've done, this is like the least amount that's done, but I really need to let these flowers dry before I can move on to the next set of flowers, which is fine. And then this is where I'm nervous about the thin white because I'm planning on putting white flowers on all of these, and I just don't think this is gonna be enough to fill all of those flowers. But we will figure it out. Cross that bridge when we come to it. My stomach is growling. I realized I didn't eat breakfast. So I am gonna go get something to eat and then maybe clean like one thing. I'm trying to think what that thing could be. Sorry, you don't have to stare at the cookies while I talk. Whoa. I don't wanna do the floors until after the handyman comes because he's gonna like walk in here and get drywall and whatnot on the floors. So I don't wanna do that. I don't really want to start on the bathrooms upstairs. I did get the powder bath done yesterday, so that's good. So the big cleaning things that need to get done are the 2 bathrooms upstairs and the floors on this level. So I figured out what I can fill my time with. It's folding this laundry from yesterday. Like I said, I did so many loads of laundry yesterday between the towels for guests and sheets for guests and then our clothes. I'd gotten a little behind on mine and Lila's and then Sam's from his trip. I started folding 1 load this morning. Oh, wow. Out of breath carrying this up the stairs. Story of my life. Someday that is not going to be true in vlogs. Anyway, I started folding it this morning and then Lila woke up and I didn't finish putting it away. And then I just carried this one upstairs so I can at least tackle this while I let the cookies dry. I did it and I didn't have to make more icing. In fact, most of my bags are pretty like squeezed out. I have a good bit of the thin 2 shades of blue, but otherwise like really good. And I like made it to the very end of that thick white. Is this the thick white? I don't know. No, this was, I had to re-squeeze some of them into different bags to get the tip thinner when I got to the details. But anyway, I'm really excited with how they turned out. I don't know that it's necessarily my best set, but it is my biggest. And so I feel like I had to let go of perfection a little bit in order for them to get done in a reasonable amount of time. And it actually worked out really well. The handyman asked if he could come an hour later and I was like, yeah, that's perfect. So here are the flowers, how they turned out. I love them. The dark blue hearts and then the light blue hearts. And then the cakes. That's so cute. And then the dresses. Okay, so now they take about a day to fully set, fully dry, just as they are, like not covered. And then I will put them in, I'll show you my plan. I can't remember if I showed this earlier. I know I showed Lila's little practice. I got little plastic bags, so I'm gonna put all of them in here. And then this basket that I just had this basket in the basement. And then I got some white paper grass, and I'm gonna set them all in there. Y'all, this is one of those tasks that I wish I had just done forever ago. I have never actually used TaskRabbit whenever we've had somebody come hang stuff before. We did it in New York because we were hanging it to brick. It was a referral from someone. I'm so glad that I did this. He was so fantastic. He was so fast. I'll show you the stuff downstairs in a second, but let's start up here with my beautiful magnetic board. Oh my gosh. You guys, the beginning of the weekly vlogs was me
hanging this or ordering this myself. So I need to go get the little baby magnets from downstairs so I can hang my goals. But let's go ahead and check off the housing project for this week, because that was a big one. I'm so excited about this. He ended up having to drill new holes and use different mounting hardware than what actually came with it, which is kind of crazy, but it's up. Yay, feels really good. Let's go downstairs. Okay, next project he did was hanging these, which this I was really impressed with how fast he did it, but he had one of those like fancy gizmos that like, it was like a level on a stand essentially. Anyway, I'm already somewhat having regrets. So we debated for a bit whether we center it on the wall, whether we center it between the wall and the vent, or whether we center it on the table. Ultimately, I decided to go with the wall. And I kind of wish I'd gone with centering it on the table. If you stand like here, it looks fine. But if you stand here, it looks really awkward. Now, how often are people like standing here? But if someone's sitting here, it kind of looks weird, but oh well. We have these in our old house. I obviously need to get updated them because the only pictures of Lila are her from 10 days old. So probably should get some updates there. But ultimately I debated also between whether I was going to, I'll show you the next project, which was going to go in which spot. But ultimately, this is more temporary because eventually when we redo the kitchen, this wall is going to come down. So this is where these are going to live for now. And then I saved the best for last, our beautiful Argentina artwork. I am pretty sure I mentioned this. I know I talked about it on the podcast with my sister. I can't remember if I said it in a vlog, but we ended up buying a piece of art from Argentina. It's beautiful painted canvas that was rolled up for us and we carried home on the plane. And then we got it framed here, which was almost actually just as much as the art itself because it was in meters. It was custom here in the States. And so it was very expensive to frame. But we finally got it. We got it hung. When we bought it, I'd originally thought it was going to go over there where these pictures are. But all of the conversations between people ultimately decided this was a better place for it, partially because it was permanent with the kitchen reno, and then also partially because when you walk in, like from the front door, it's like, you know, the first thing that you see. So I'm really, really excited that we finally have that hung up. And then he also installed a new baby gate for us in the basement, but that's not exciting. So, okay, now I need to go finish cleaning, shower, and get ready and go get Lila. Good morning. Happy Thursday. I am starting my day putting these cookies that dried overnight into their little individual baggies so I can get them into the basket. I don't think my future sister-in-law, well, actually, I don't know if she's coming to get them tomorrow to take them with her to the rehearsal dinner venue. I told her she could if she wanted to get them anytime on Friday, or if she wants me to bring them. It doesn't really matter to me. Also, trying to peel these little plastic thingies off is not easy. Anyway, I realized I meant to tell you last night before I left where I was going, but then time got away from me last night. Shocker. So last night we all went and got our nails done. So my mom, my sister, my future sister-in-law, aka the bride, and her four friends that live in the city. They are not actually her bridesmaids. She has so much family that she's close with, cousins, her sister, that are bridesmaids, but it's so cute. She has her four like best friends from high school / college. Like most of them, I think one of them went to a different college, but most of them all were friends in high school and then went to college together. They're all wearing blue and they're her something blue, which is cute. So anyway, they also came and we all got our nails done last night. So at the beginning when we first, oh my gosh, you guys, plastic things. When we first got there, there were definitely still some other people wrapping up. But then after like 30 minutes, we basically had the whole place to ourselves, which my mom purposely reserved this months ago. So I think I've mentioned the nail. I went with like a Tiffany blue. My dress is like a cobalt blue. So I went with like a Tiffany blue nail and toe. My mom and sister both got French chrome, which was beautiful, but like, you know, it costs extra to do French and then extra to do chrome. And I just was like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty, but I just like couldn't justify it. So I just got regular gel mani. But anywho, I truly partially want to gatekeep this nail salon because it is absolutely amazing, and I don't think that they are necessarily struggling for business. I don't think I need to tell you who they are in order for them to stay alive. But if you are in or around Chicago or you're willing to come to Lincoln Park to get your nails done, it is called Zen Nails. and they are the absolute best, okay? It's owned by husband and wife. Everybody who works there, I feel like, has worked there for like the whole time we've been going. We've been going basically since like my mom moved to the city. And the gel never chips. I have never had my gel nails chip from there. My only issue, my nails grow pretty long, pretty quickly, and I cannot function with any sort of long nails. So when I get them done, like I get them done short, because my only issue there ever is growth, ever, which is just, it's absolutely amazing. Now, I don't get my nails done regularly nowadays. You know that, I talk about it. I love Dazzle Dry, but I do get gel when I travel, so I don't have to worry about them chipping. And that place, it's the only place I'll go in the city. It's absolutely fantastic. So highly recommend. We had a fantastic time last night. We brought champagne. It was fun. And then also, you're partially looking at the cookies during this process because I'm not ready to show my face yet today. My sister and I were supposed to come home and record last night after. We were like, yeah, after nails, we'll have champagne and we'll come. And just neither of us were in the mood. And, you know, there have been times I feel like that my sister and I have powered through the pod and recorded because it was the only time we could and we really needed to get it done. But like, truthfully, the pod does not make us any money. In fact, it costs us money. It is just supposed to be for fun. It is just a hobby. And so, you know, forcing ourselves to do it is not the move. So, but then my sister was like, but I really need a snack, because we had all eaten dinner like super early because the nail appointments were at 6. So instead, my sister and I went down the street and grabbed an appetizer and a drink. So instead of going all the way home to record. And truthfully, I mean, it probably would have been, we were like, oh, it's going to be so late. It probably would have been the same time. Like we would have gotten in bed at the same time in either scenario, but for whatever reason, it felt right. So our plan today, which kind of means I need to adjust. Well, that's part of the reason why I got up to stuff these cookies, because I thought I was going to do this during Lila's nap. But it's actually probably better for the cookies that I get them in these bags now. They could have lasted a little bit longer. What I learned, I'll tell you, when the cookie is sitting flat, I don't want to put it on the table. I clean the table, but when it's sitting flat on a surface like this and it has frosting on it, the frosting still needs time to dry for a certain amount of time. And the only exposed cookie is the outer edge, right? The bottom is covered by whatever it's sitting on, the top is covered by frosting. So the cookies can't dry out. And I've heard mixed answers. Like one class I took said it takes 8 to 12 hours to dry. One class said leave them out for 24 hours. So like you can leave them out and they won't dry out. Again, it probably kind of depends on the cookie. It depends on your atmosphere. Like, are you in a more humid, moist atmosphere? Are you like in a drier, like depending on, I don't actually know what inside of our house is like. But anyway, so Allie is going to come over during Lila's nap today, and we're going to do a nap time lunch break for Allie, nap time recording for me. And that is our new plan for today. So I'm going to get these stuffed right now before she wakes up, although she's kind of already moving and making noise. And I have like 20 cookies left to bag. So hopefully I can get these done before she actually wakes up. All right, I am all done. I did not finish this before Lila woke up, but she is here playing with a board game. Next, she's taking all the cards out of the pandemic board game and handing them to me. Yeah. It's going to be a pain in the butt to clean up, but it's keeping her entertained while I finish this project. So I'm done. I feel like I envision them looking a little bit more like exciting in the basket. And now I'm like, should I have stacked them on top of each other instead of having them like sit upright? But I don't know. It is what it is. I guess I could lay like some of them on the top. Maybe I'll do that. I originally had started laying them that way, but then it didn't look like it was going to fill all the way up to the top, and I didn't want there to be a bunch of extra space. So then I like sanded them up like this. I don't know. But I'm definitely not going to take them all out and lay them all back down like this now. But maybe I'll stretch them back out a little bit and lay some of the ones on top. Okay, a little adjusting, and I think I like the way that this looks. I mean, it is what it is. It's not that serious. And yeah, I love how the set turned out in general. Mommy, I did open it, Peanut. Anyway, all right, we got to get ready for dance class. Well, half of our couch is here. The guy who brought these in, he goes, my truck was full, so I brought some, and then another truck is bringing the rest. It seems really inefficient to me. I'm sure FedEx knows what they're doing, but they just dropped off 8 of the boxes. The email I got said there's 21 boxes, so there's still quite a few to get here. There's not really like a ton of room for them to kind of like live. Eventually this is going to the basement, obviously, but the FedEx guy wouldn't even bring it inside the house. He set them outside the door. I had to bring them in. And so I'm debating, like, is it worth trying to carry these down the stairs, or do I like just squish them over here. I don't know. These ones I probably could carry down the stairs. Is that your new couch? They're not like super heavy, and they're kind of a funky shape, but they're not that heavy. But these 2 boxes were really heavy, so I'm not sure I'm getting those down the stairs. Maybe my cousins that are staying here, at least the one guy cousin, maybe he could help me carry boxes down. What do you think, Peanut? Pouch. All right, the boxes are here. I'm staring at all of them. There are 20 boxes. There's not really a good way for me to show you the boxes without sharing our address. So I am sitting on the couch. I just got done. Lila's been down for a nap for a while. Then the guy just delivered all the boxes, and then I just got done cleaning all the floors on this level and the stairs. That's the worst part I don't like cleaning the stairs. But anyway, so I'm just sitting down to take a little bit of a break and check in with you and tell you that the boxes are here. It is obviously some assembly required. We decided to pay for their assembly. The price just seemed really reasonable for the amount of time I think it would take Sam or I or both of us to put this together, and then we know it's done right. So I just emailed them, and they said, the email says same day appointment not promised or something like that. So I think it will be assembled within the next couple of days. They ask like all of your availability. They have like your first choice time, date and time, your second choice, your third choice, date and time. And obviously because of the wedding, our choices are a little bit limited. Sam's working tomorrow, so I put tomorrow as our first choice, but they have to be done by 5 so we can get to the rehearsal dinner. And then I just did Monday and Tuesday. They don't offer Sunday. So it is what it is. If it doesn't get put together till next week, it's fine. We've waited this long. We can wait that much longer for a couch. But we are very excited to have our couch done. It would be really nice for it to be done today or tomorrow so that we could cuddle and watch the Tonys on Sunday on our new couch. But if not, it will be fine. But the next vlog will have the couch in it, which is really exciting. I'm really pumped. So now I have to find the energy. I was going to start packing up Lila's stuff for this weekend, but I don't know. I kind of have one more house project I would like to get checked off today. Nothing like having company that's like, let's get all the house projects done. So again, my 18, 21, and 24-year-old cousins don't really care about things being hung up on my walls, but it makes me feel, my aunt and uncle will come over and look at the house too. So before I did this project, I asked Instagram if they thought that the pictures should go here, in the corner, or on this wall. And this is what was winning. And this is what Sam also voted for, and it's also his house. So this is what I ended up doing. Sam now also thinks something should go on this wall. I am like, why do we need something on every single wall in the house? I don't understand. I feel like we don't need something on every wall. So we're gonna leave it for now, but I'm excited that these got up. They're not the most perfect project that I've ever done, but it is done. I still need to style these shelves, and then the powder bath will feel like it's in good shape. Okay, I'm gonna come sit on the stairs for a second, and I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here. I think I need tomorrow to just we have family coming in. My mom was just texting me their updated ETA. So we're going to my mom's house tonight for dinner, like my aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff. And my dad and stepmom get in super late tonight. I'm not probably gonna see them tonight. But then tomorrow we have swim lessons, and then I need to get Lila all set up at my dad and Sue's. I actually don't know that I ever talked about on a vlog that my dad and Sue they live in San Antonio. They bought a condo here. I'm not gonna go into the whole story here because I honestly can't remember if I talked about it, but also they love cities. They have always planned to live part-time in a city. They're not retired yet, but when they do retire, and we live here. And my stepmom very much likes to have her own stuff and space and not necessarily at a hotel, but it works out really well because Lila is spending most of the weekend there. She's obviously going to be at some of the wedding stuff, but then she can go take naps there and sleep there. So Sam and I can be at all the wedding stuff that we need to be at. So tomorrow is going to be mostly getting Lila set up over there and then moving into the rehearsal dinner and just the wedding. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here, and we will touch base next week post wedding when our family will officially have one more member. I was looking at the wedding photos and I'm so excited. I'm excited to be at a wedding. I'm excited to be at a wedding with my family that's not mine. I actually never, as the oldest child and the oldest cousin, I have never been to any other family weddings. I don't think, not that I can think of. My aunts when I was 12, but I think that's it. So
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hang out with my family at a wedding, but it's not mine. Because at your own wedding, you're also trying to like spend time with all of your other guests and whatnot. And so this one will be nice. But I'm gonna go and close out this vlog here. Make sure I've got I still have a little bit of time before Lila wakes up, so I may start to pack up her stuff for the weekend, but that is gonna be it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Oh, if you made it all the way to the end, comment below with like the hammer emoji to represent all of the photos that went up in this vlog. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching.
Anyway,